Today is the 21st of February. So I want to touch on something which I always seem to want to do. It's basically a rant. Do you remember when Joe Biden got elected? And one of the first executive orders he did was get rid of the Keystone Pipeline, which was going to be a big pipeline that was going to run some type of petrochemical or some type of petrol product from Canada down into the lower 48. And there were thousands of welders and pipe fitters and construction workers and excavators, and I mean, it was employing a lot of people, making a lot of money. And that was going to be a big job that would last for a long time. So when old Biden gets in there, he starts with his Green New Deal nonsense, right? And put all those people out of work. And if you remember, and I don't know how many people see this and remember, but that's when the term learn how to code came into play. And Joe Biden got out there and says, well, heck, if you could shovel coal, you can learn how to code. Come on, man. Think about that asinine statement that he said. You know, men that work with their hands do not want to become computer scientists or software engineers. And you couldn't expect somebody who'd be like 45, 50 years old who's been a pipe fitter, highly skilled, mind you. And all of a sudden he's going to be a computer engineer. And when he's competing with young kids coming out of college that don't need the kind of money because this guy's supporting a family. Do you remember? You remember when he did that? And I can go back and talk about Hillary Clinton talking about we're going to put the coal miners out of business. Well, that went over real well in Kentucky and the coal producing states, didn't it? See, these are Democrats with their nonsense. So now we have one of the world's richest men under direction of President Trump going through the federal bureaucracy and firing federal workers. Basically, he's firing pencil pushers. You understand this? Bureaucrats that sit in office pushing pencils all day. And we all know that there's a lot of bloat in the government and all the governmental levels. Big time. So now you have people in the streets protesting the loss of federal workers' jobs. Oh, I am so sad. Why isn't AOC out there saying, learn how to code? Learn how to code. You don't see them out there. Instead, you got Elizabeth Warren out there screaming. You got Chuck Schumer out there screaming. These are all federal bureaucrats. Pencil pushing, grant writing bureaucrats. And all of these, I'm sure all of them will get a job because, you know, these are not people that work with their hands. These are not people who know what it's like to get their fingernails dirty. These are not people who have a drop of sweat come off their brow. You know, there's an old saying that when the government becomes the biggest employer, your country is doomed to failure. And in the Soviet Union, when you had a high percentage of the people working for the federal government, you have more people working for the government than the private sector. Really, that's trouble for any nation. So it's obvious. For years, I've heard politicians say, "Well, we got to cut the budget, and we have to do this and we do that for years. Trump gets in office, and in a month, he's finding catastrophic waste. And no, don't try to convince me that tax dollars should go to Iraq to start a Sesame Street program, or a transgender play in Serbia, and all the other nonsense that they have. This is what people have wanted for decades. For decades they have wanted this. But once again, where's AOC? They're out there screaming, and they got their little signs, and they're complaining and marching in DC, singing stupid chants. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? I mean, stupid stuff. With a handful of people carrying signs, and they get a couple knucklehead Congress people out there. The one black chick, her last name is Presley, Congresswoman, part of the squad. One has alopecia. She's out there calling Elon Musk a Nazi Nepo baby. And then you have AOC calling he's one of the dumbest billionaires that she's never really met. Really? He's got the most advanced electrical car in the world. Electric powered car in the world. Most advanced. And you're going to call him the stupidest? It just shows you what kind of tards they really are. I mean, that's really what they are. It boggles my mind. So they're out there screaming, right? And before you had Clinton and Joe Biden, we're putting all these people out of work to work in the petroleum industry and work in the pipeline industry. I don't want to hear any of these people complain, because you need these people. You need people like this who know how to put pipes together, who know how to do construction. These are the first people you call when you need a furnace, because you need pipe fitting skills to furnaces, pipe fitting skills for air conditioning. I mean, it's basic industrial 101. I mean, this is ridiculous. Learn how to code. Well, to all of the federal, all the congresswomen and congressmen and members of the Senate that are going to go out there and bitch and moan, all the Democrats who are out there complaining about federal workers losing their job. I got 4 words. And you guys should be so familiar with it, because it was always your answer for the blue collar guy. Learn how to code. Till next time.